Hi friends, why with TheBurgsrun? Well, I made it to New York. My daughter picked me up from the airport and I took her out for her birthday dinner. It is really cold here compared to what I'm used to. So after dinner we went and walked around Walmart and I bought a fluffy, it's like a little sweater, but oh my goodness, it's lovely. I laid down to watch a movie last night and I was out. So I'm up this morning, I have my coffee, and I am ready to take the day by surprise. It is Canada Day today, so at some point we will all be up and getting ready for the day, and we're gonna go over to Canada and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into while we're there. So the trip here, getting to the airport yesterday morning, Em took me to the airport and walked me in because I didn't know how I was going to manage a walker, a wheelchair, and a bag. So we got to the counter and I checked my bag, and then they had me go sit over by the window and wait for wheelchair services to come and get me. She came and got me. She wheeled me. Oh my goodness. The wheelchair service, on top of having TSA pre, also got me to the front of every line. So by being escorted in that way, you get to break the barriers and just go right straight to the front line. Being TSA pre, I didn't have to take my electronics out of my bag. I didn't have to take my shoes off. I did have to walk through the scanner. And this young lady walked me all the way to my gate. She asked me if I needed to stop and use the restroom. She asked me if I needed to stop and purchase anything. She was very accommodating, very accommodating. And then she dropped me off at my gate. And then when the gate attendants came, they asked me if I was me, and I said yes, and she said, well, let me go ahead and tag your walker and we will get you on the plane in just a couple of minutes. And so I was the first one to board the plane. They wheeled me all the way down to the door, and then I got up and walked to my seat on an empty plane. So I think I have video of the empty plane here too. And then I got off the plane as normal, and there was a wheelchair waiting for me to take me. A wheelchair and my walker were waiting for me to take me to my next gate. So in Philadelphia, we had a little snafu, and the wheelchair attendant took me to the wrong part of the airport. We did stop. I did get something to eat, and I went to where she took me, and I sat down and I ate my lunch, and then I realized I'm not in the right place. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm really congested this morning. So she wheeled me to the wrong place, and so I took my boarding pass up to the customer counter, and she said, yep, you're in the wrong place. So they had to call wheelchair services to come and get me and move me to the proper gate, which was fine. I had plenty of time, 4.5 hour layover. And then the same thing happened again. As soon as the gate attendants were there, they checked me in, they put another label on my walker, and I was the first to board the plane. And when I got off the plane, it's a very small airport here, very small. My house is bigger than this airport. And so it's a walk down ramp, and when I got to the bottom, there was a wheelchair and my walker. And when I got inside to get my bag, there was my daughter. So it all turned out really good. So then we went out to eat, we went out to Walmart, and then we came back. So I'll let you know how Canada goes. Hi everybody, Why here with TheBurgsrun. I suppose if you're watching this you already know who I am, but so it is the morning of Friday. What is today? Friday the 17th. So I didn't vlog it all yesterday because we got up and we went to the drive to Canada. It's not as close as I thought it was, but it was really, really pretty. It was like 24 miles or something like that. I'm not sure. And so we got to a huge bridge we had to go across, and then we had a little snafu at border control on the way over to Canada, only because the signs were in French and I've never been, so I didn't know. I was driving because I have a passport, and yeah, we had a little snafu, but it's okay. We got to Canada. We went and we had got some Canadian Tim Hortons. Love Tim Hortons. And then we went to some of the stores on the list. We were looking for something in particular. We saw an ad for some products that were available in Canada that were No Name brand. That was the brand name, is No Name. And they had wrapping paper and bags. And my thing, what I was looking for was the greeting cards. Unfortunately, we went to several stores and we were unable to find the No Name brand items that we were looking for. But I did find a whole lot of other stuff. So I bought some candy that I can't get here. I bought some clothes. I bought some stuff for the baby. I had a really good time. And then we went and had lunch at a little place called Halibut Fish and Chips, or Halibut's Fish and Chips or something. I'll put some videos in here, some little clips in here of the day. Good morning, everybody. Why here with TheBurgsrun? We are all just kind of getting ready, getting our showers, getting ready to start our day. It is 8:45 in the morning. I'm drinking my coffee, waiting for my hair to dry. Put a little curl in it today. I think it'd be better to leave it down. It's really, really cold. It's like 31 degrees. And I'm not sure. The plan was to drive to Syracuse, but I'm not sure that that's still the plan anymore. Just because it's so cold. So we're gonna make a breakfast. Noelle bought things that I like for breakfast. So we're gonna make breakfast, we're gonna drink coffee, we're gonna warm up. I did not bring a winter coat with me and it's 31 degrees. So I think I'll be wearing the little Sherpa throw that I brought. And that'll be that. And it'll just be going from the car to wherever and wherever to the car. So last night was a good night. We had a really nice dinner. Noelle cooked us a really nice dinner last night. And I was exhausted. I didn't do anything all day, but I was exhausted. So at 8:30, I came upstairs and climbed in bed and watched some TV and had a bad night. Had a really bad night. My legs were like from the small of my back to my knees were just not wanting to cooperate. I had to take some Ativan, tried to calm the pain down so that I could just fall asleep. And so finally, I want to say it was around 3:30, I finally fell asleep and stayed asleep until, I don't know, 6:30. So yeah, it was a rough night last night. I think part of it is, trying to get used to a different bed. Your home bed is always the most comfortable. But yeah, it was miserable. Well, I did have a glass of wine last night, and that may have had something to do with it. I'm not sure. It's not a normal thing for me. But yeah, so
here it is. It is Saturday, and our day is getting started. I hear Noelle blow drying her hair down there, and Christian's in the shower, and I've already showered, and yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day in upstate New York. Drinking my coffee, keeping warm. Actually, I'm like hugging the mug because it is just chilly. Not used to this at all. But I did find out today that the snow is coming the day after I leave. Better the day after I leave than the day before I leave. That's absolutely for sure. So they're going to get feet of snow the day after I leave. I'll see pictures. Till the next update, have a fab day, everybody. So Noelle made cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies. I made the plane dark for takeoff. I'm in a single row seat with a window.
Welcome to Richmond. The time is 6:15. And please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and keep the aisle clear.
Everybody, why here with the BurgsrRun. As you can see, I am back home in my own little craft room. I made it safe and sound. The trip was wonderful. I was so thankful to be able to see my daughter before I had this surgery. That was the goal. You never know with major surgery if something's going to happen. So I really wanted to see her and spend some time with her. And it just was lovely that it landed on her birthday. So we had a really good time. We went to Canada. We went to Syracuse. We did a lot of shopping. I did have to pay for an extra box to come home because I did pick up some Christmas presents while I was there. So it was a really good time. I will say that the walking did me in. I did have my walker with me. It was helpful, but by the end of the day, I was really struggling. So I took a lot of Ativan while I was there. In Canada, they sell boxes of, just like Tylenol, ibuprofen, but it has a muscle relaxant in it. So I did buy some of that. I haven't tried it yet. I want to make sure it's okay with my doctors for me to have such a thing. But it was amazing that it was just over the, on the shelf, over the counter. So I did buy some of that. I bought some for me in the Tylenol form, and I bought some for my daughter in the Motrin form. We went to Canada with the goal of finding all the no-name items. We found TikToks and YouTubes and all kinds of things about the no-name products. They're unbranded. They're bright yellow with a black no name on it for a name for the logo. I particularly was looking for the cards, greeting cards, the no-name greeting cards. I thought those were the cutest things I'd ever seen. My daughter was on a hunt for the no-name wrapping paper. We couldn't find either of those. I did bring home something no name. I can't put it in the video, or my husband will know what it is before Christmas. But I had a really good time. The flights were not bad. The wheelchair service at the airports that I visited. So I visited the Richmond International, Philadelphia International, and Watertown International airports. And the wheelchair service was just phenomenal at all three airports. I was amazed at the ease of the process. And so I'm going to tell you now, if you are not traveling because you think that you're going to have a hard time getting around, just be sure after you purchase your ticket that you contact the airline and let them know that you need wheelchair service. It's there, it's available, it is free, there was no charge. I did tip one of the ladies because she was phenomenal. And you know, it's a service that allows anybody to travel. And I was traveling alone, and it made it that much easier. That being said, I got home safe. My husband picked me up. Wheelchair services took me all the way down to Baggage Claim, where my husband retrieved me from there. And then we drove home. So we drove home, and would I do it again? It was fabulous. I absolutely would do it again. And I will say that I only needed a seatbelt extender on one flight. I was able to fit in the seatbelt and everything in 3 of the 4 flights. So it was the very last flight coming into Richmond when I had to ask for a seatbelt extender. That won't happen again. Anyways, I just wanted to give you a little, this is how it went. So I was very apprehensive and very nervous and very anxious about this trip. And I had a very good time. I did have some downtime. Friday, I worked from home, well, from New York, and got to really just chill. And then Sunday, we did nothing on Sunday. We did order pizza for dinner because it was the last night I was going to be there. And so the kids went and picked it up, and I continued packing my stuff. So Monday morning, I got up. I watched some TV in the bedroom that they had for me, and then I went downstairs, and Noelle and I watched a movie together and ate some popcorn and had a really good time until it was time to take me to the airport. Did I shed a tear? Yes, I did. It was sad to be going home. I'm happy to be going home, but it was sad to be going home. But all that to say, it was a successful trip, and I made it. I'm safe, sound, and at home.